Okay, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing binomial theorem with combination. So here we have a binomial x plus y raised to the n power, and here's the binomial theorem. Please do not feel intimidated by this. It's very important for you to recognize the pattern. Here we have the combination n0, n choose 0, n choose 1, n choose 2, all the way n choose n. I will talk about it in a second. First, I want to discuss the variables. If you notice, the first one we have is x to the n. That's the first term we have here raised to the n power here. So we have x to the n. The next term, what we have is we're going to be losing a factor of x. So it's become x to the n minus 1. And we're going to pick up a factor of y. So we have y to the 1. In the next term, we're going to be losing a factor of x again. So we have x to the n minus 2. And then we're going to pick up another factor of y. We have y squared. So again, this is going to be repeated. We're going to keep losing factor of x, which is the first term. And we're going to pick up another factor of y, which is the second term, until we get at the end y to the n. So we're going to start with x to the n, and we're going to end with y to the n. So the x to the n, and we're going to end up y to the n. So let me go over briefly about combinations now. What is that? We have n choose r, or you can write it as nr. Okay, and that is the same as n factorial over n minus r factorial times r factorial. So I'm going to briefly go over this to show you how that works. So 5, 2, so this is what we have. The n is this, 5, and this is r, which is 2. So this is the way we calculate it. That becomes n factorial, that's 5 factorial, divided by 5 n minus r, so 5 minus 2, that's 3 factorial, times r factorial, that's 2 factorial. If you need help with this, please let me know in the comment below. I will help you out with this. What is 5 factorial? That's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 3 times 2 times 1 times 2 times 1. If you notice, this is going to simplify. The 2 is going to cancel with the 2, and this 3 is going to cancel with this 3, and 4 divided by 2 is going to become here 2. So what do I have left? 5 times 2 is 10. So you can, if you do it manually, if you can evaluate it manually if you like, but there's an easier way to figure it out on your calculator. Whether you have a regular calculator or if you have a graphing calculator, you should be able to do this. So first you're going to select n. Then you're going to select n choose r, and then you're going to select r. So in my case here, if I'm going to use a calculator, n is 5, n choose r, and then 2. So let's go ahead and do this. So you select 5, that's n, and then you go to PRB. Again, your calculator PRB, and you move to the right, you click n choose r right here. Okay, and then you select 2, and what do you get? What do you have? It's 10, the same as we have it. So you can do it manually or your calculator. However, I strongly recommend that you use your calculator. It's so much easier. So now let's go ahead and use an example binomial theorem. So let's do this. So we have what? We have x plus 2 to the 4th power. So this is our example. So here, I don't have y, so x, what do I have? I have x, and instead of y, 2. But the same, this formula applies, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write the combination a little bit later on, but I'm going to go ahead and work with the x and the 2 first. So first I'm starting with x to the 4th, so it would be x to the 4th right here, plus, I'm going to lose a factor of x, so this becomes x cubed, and I'll pick up a factor of 2. I no longer have y here. It's 2. Okay? Plus, the next term, I'm going to lose another factor of x. So that's going to be x squared. And I'm going to gain a factor of 2. So this is going to become 2 squared. Remember, this is 2 to the 1. And again, if I continue on, I'm going to lose a factor of x. So that's x to the 1. and I'm going to pick up a factor of 2, so this becomes 2 cubed. And this becomes x to the 0, which is 1, right? And I'm going to pick up a factor of 2, so that's going to give me 2 to the 4th. Now let's go ahead and write down the combination. Remember, it's n0, n1, all the way to nn. So n in this case is 4, so this one would be 4, 0. That's here you have 4, 0. And then here 4, 1. And this is 4, 2. And here 4, 3. And this is 4, 4. You probably didn't have to include the first and the last because the coefficient is always going to be 1. So remember, this is going to be 1. So here we have just x to the 4th. You can go ahead and evaluate it in your calculator for 1. And it's going to be 4. You're going to find out this is 4. And your x cubed times 2. Plus. And then if you go ahead and evaluate and choose R, you should be, 4 choose 2, you should be able to get 6. And here you have x squared times 2 squared, which is 4. Okay, plus, now 4 choose 3, you see that this is 4, and x to the 1 is x, 2 cubed is 8, and then plus 4 choose 4 is simply 1. 1 times 2 to the 4, 2 to the 4 is 16. So now we're just going to have to simplify this. We're going to have x to the 4th plus 4 times 2 is 8x cubed plus 6 times 4 is 24x squared plus 4 times 8 is 32x plus 16. And here's your answer. Now, we could have also done this using Pascal triangle, and then I can explain that if you like in another video. If you just let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to go over this. So if you have any questions, you have any concern, please, write it down in the comment section. I'll go over each and every comment, and if you want me to do another example like this, slightly more complicated, please let me know. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will continue creating videos regularly and post them as soon as I can. Okay, have a nice day, everybody. Bye.